Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to JamEasy Does It. I'm your host, James JamEasy Cummins, and it's the first episode. Wow, how exciting. You see the new background, you see the new table. It's all set up and ready to go. All we need is a really fun guest. And who better than one of my favorite people I met in 2022. He's tons of fun, and it's going to be a barrel of laughs, guys. Welcome to the show, Madisson Cassaday. Yeah, right?
Right before we started filming, I was informed that this is the first episode. I didn't know that. It's a lot of pressure.
One thing I'll say, being the first episode here at JamEasy Does It, you showed up on time, which was a little bit jarring to me. One thing I hate about white people is they show up on time, like really on time. Like I said, come between 6:30 and 7, and I got a text at 6:30 as I'm stepping out of the shower. I'm here. I'm like, what the hell?
I've always thought of you as being kind of like gangster, kind of like having an urban vibe. And me showing up on time and you getting upset kind of like reiterated that. I was like, oh. Yeah,
to me, white people showing up on time is like black people talking in movie theaters. Like they're equally annoying. What's your least favorite thing about black people?
They think I'm racist a lot. Or they joke about me being racist.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't give racist vibes.
I don't give racist vibes, but I think I just think I'm just very white. So I just think... And I think I appear privileged and white, so I feel like...
You do appear privileged. Where are you from?
And I also, by the way, I will say, I make sure I'm like... because that's in the back of my head, I'm extra nice to every black person I meet. Like, I'm very nice.
That's kind of racist.
Well, it's okay.
The crowd went, ooh!
Yeah.
We're going to pump that in later.
But I'm actually extra nice to everyone, but I'm extra, yeah.
Yeah. You're a little extra nice to black people. Have you ever been to a movie theater and black people were being rowdy?
No, because I'll tell you something. The type of movies I see are not the kind of movies. I feel like they're not the kind of movies.
Fair enough.
Black people see. Like if you go and see like, you know, like. I just don't go see those kinds of movies. You know?
Well, I know what you're thinking. Madea goes to jail, and I did go to see it.
Well, even yeah.
I went to see it, and in theaters, I was like, "This is the funniest movie ever," because the way the crowd was reacting to everything was part of it. Right. Was part of how enjoyable the movie was. I liked that movie so much that I went to a flea market and I got it on DVD. Watched it at home. Wasn't that good.
Right. Like one of the last movies I remember seeing in theaters was Call Me by Your Name. Mm-hmm. There was no black people in the theater being like, "Oh, they're gonna kiss," you know, like there was none of that.
What's Call Me by Your Name about?
It was like a gay movie. It was like a movie about. It's with Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
And they're in the south of France, and it's just about like two gay guys meeting. It's like a very like Oscar movie. So it's not the kind of movie I think anyone would scream at.
Yeah. Are you extra nice to gay people, or you treat them like shit?
Gay people, no, because people, people don't think I'm homophobic. People think I'm gay. So,
yeah, people.
So I try to be I try to be a little bit mean to gay people just so that they don't think I'm gay.
Do you think being a little bit gay, like not that you are, but like just giving off gay vibes, helps you attract some ladies? Because I remember hearing an old quote: "You have to be a little bit gay to get pussy."
Where'd that quote come from? What the fuck? I mean,
I think like
you can't just say that.
Corinthians 3:79.
I was about to go along with it, like, yeah. Now that you mention that, but I'm like, whoa, that's. So you have to be a little bit. Who said that, and what does that exactly mean?
If we had a producer, I'd tell him Google it. Who said that?
Yeah.
But I think it just means like girls like a guy that's a little bit gay, like not in a way like you'll suck a dick, just in the way that you're comfortable like being a little gay, and you know.
I think it just. I think I benefit from like the nice guy thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever brought a girl home and like your dick wouldn't get hard and they were like Madisson Cassaday, more like Madisson Flaccity?
I will very often not be able to get hard like when I'm like with a girl for the first time.
Yeah.
I'll get like nervous.
It's hard sometimes.
It's nerve-wracking.
I mean, it's soft sometimes.
Yeah, but they've never pulled the Madisson Flaccity.
Yeah, because girls aren't funny. No, I'm just kidding. They're hilarious. We just talked about this yesterday, how girls are so funny.
An open micer, who I'm like nice guy, cool guy, friends with, straight up is at, like, and he always asks me questions about comedy. Mm-hmm. Like he'll always be like, so like, do you think you should open with your strongest bit or your weakest bit? Or like he'll be like, so like, do you try new material all the time? Like just general questions about comedy. And then in the same kind of tone, he was like, yeah, and like also, do you think like women can be funny? I was like, yeah. Like, what do you mean? Jesus.
The list of things he goes to bed thinking about at night.
Yeah, it was just like weird. It's like,
When
What
do
is
you
it, the
think,
1980s? Like,
when do you think you go from an open micer to just a comedian?
um,
Are you an open micer?
I still do like, but I think that's my own insecurity. Like, I think because I know people who I think of as open micers and they've said they're pros, and I've just so I don't know. I try not to think about that too much.
Yeah, I had a guy I just met. Haven't even seen him do comedy
Yeah.
once yet. He's like, I've been doing it 4 months, and he's like, 5 years, I'm gonna have a Netflix special. I said, buddy, I've never seen you do comedy, but I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be at least 10 years.
Yeah.
And like some people come into it with like so much confidence that I'm a pro already. When I started kind of older. I was what, almost 30 years old. Yeah, I guess so. And I remember thinking right away, I'm like, it's gonna be 3 years before I'm allowed to complain about anything, and it's gonna be 5 years before I can expect money from anything.
Yeah.
That's what and honestly, I'm on that exact right track.
I'm the same, and I'm almost like, I know some people want to jump like they want that status or something. They want to be able to say, I'm cool if people to just calling myself an open micer. Like, I don't care about the title of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are people who like they're desperate to like validate themselves by yeah.
Yeah, and there's some people that look down on open micers. I don't, because everyone has to start as open
Yeah.
micer, and I still hit a lot of open mics.
Yeah.
And I need to. And the thing is, I was thinking about this the other day when I was brand new. One of the pros that I would see hit all the shittiest open mics in town was Ryan Long, and he's killing it right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Long. He's smashing it. He's probably one of the, out of everyone that I've seen in Toronto comedy, like had the biggest career since I started.
Yeah.
And he was hitting the worst open mics in town.
Yeah, yeah.
He would pop in on. So like, if you want to be that good, if you want to be a pro and like make money in the business and get better at comedy all the time, I think you have to hit shitty open mics.
Yeah, and it's can be fun too. Like, I also think that open mics also, like, I think we were talking about this the other day. Open mics, if you're not good at comedy, open mics are way worse because you're just gonna bomb at them. But if you're kind of good at comedy, it's like you can make a bad open mic still an enjoyable experience. So it's yeah.
Yeah. When did you start comedy? What was the turning point that made you start comedy?
I just grew up as an actor. I was like an actor like as a teenager,
Yeah.
and like I was kind of like pretty successful at it.
What was your best role?
I was in a TV show called Majority Rules.
Oh, act. I thought I was thinking
On
when you said
Family-
actor, I thought plays.
No, like Teletoon. Like I was like as a teenager, I had an agent. I did like commercials.
Wow,
and
that's
stuff.
cool.
And I was like on a TV show. I was on 24 episodes of one season of a really bad, it wasn't Family Channel. It was on Teletoon, but it was like a family channel.
Teletoon is cartoons.
I know, but they did a live action show.
God damn.
Yeah, so it was like a family channel kind of thing.
You should put that in your bio. I was in the only live action show on Teletoon.
Yeah, basically. I mean, but it was bad, and it was like
What was it called?
it was called Majority Rules.
And if I looked up on like YouTube, I could find
You would see
episodes of it?
stuff. Yeah.
Were you a main character on it?
Yeah, I was like, so it was about a girl who becomes. The concept was dumb. It was about a teenage girl who becomes mayor of her hometown. So it's about her becoming mayor of her hometown, and then she has two friends who are girls and two friends who are guys. So there's like a group of 5 of them, and I'm in that main.
You're one of the
group.
guys.
I was like, yeah. So it was like the main girl, and then her 2 girlfriends, and then her 2 guy friends, and I was one of the.
How
guys.
old were you when you're on this show?
This was like end of high school, so like 16, 17.
Were you so at your high school was everyone like, yo, Madison's a star?
I went to an arts high school.
So everyone was a star in their own way.
No, I went to an arts high school, and I thrived in the drama program. Like I was always the leads in the play, so I was popular.
My high school was actually a bad school when I started out, but then by the end of it, it became a school of the arts.
Right.
I tried out for a drama. I tried out for was it Grease? I think.
Yeah.
Didn't get in because you know what? So they gave us 2 scripts. You were either going to be this guy or that guy.
Yeah.
So I had one like memorized down. If they gave me that one, I was going to kill it. But they gave me the other one. And I was like, I don't even know what the lines are. I didn't have main character energy. I was like ready to be the side guy. They gave me like the main character's lines. I'm like, I didn't study for this.
Yeah.
I could sing though back in the day. Before I smoked a lot of weed.
You have a musicality to you as a person. Yeah. I said on stage, you've got this like hip hop like motion to you.
Yeah.
You do that. You do this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you had to compare your stage presence to a music genre, what would it be? show tunes?
Show tunes. Yeah, I would. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Would like, yeah. Which Which adds to the gayness of me, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why you have a little gay tinge to you, because you've been like in the drama department your whole life.
Yeah, I was talking. Why is this now a gay tinge? Like this is like, I have 3 sisters too, and
yeah. No. I have a sister too, but you don't see me being gay about it.
I'm not gay.
No. I think it's great. Like, live loud and proud. And also, like, I know you're not gay. I just think it's fun to talk to you like that.
No, I know it's funny.
No, like you're a guy that goes out there and kisses girls at night.
I'm not a player or anything.
Have you ever cheated on a girl?
No.
No, right?
No. Not that like I wouldn't, but it's like more like it's never truly become an opportunity. Do you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like I think it's more out of laziness. It's not like a moral thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of just like laziness. And
have you
like,
been cheated on?
Not that I know. I was saying once, I was like, I've never been cheated on, and then my friend was like, not that you know of, right? So it's like,
That's true.
Not that I know of. Maybe I have.
I've never been cheated on that I know of, but my ex, one time, a guy took her on a motorcycle ride, and she was like, he tried to kiss me, but then I'm like, take me back. And I'm like, why'd you go on the motorcycle ride? Like, we kept dating. Like, I didn't like give her the 3rd degree, but I was kind of like, maybe she cheated on me that day.
Yeah, I've been in relationships for whatever reason. I got really jealous of like any little thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't picture you being a jealous guy.
Oh, I can. I can. I had a friend growing up who was kind of like douchey and would always, he would hit on like girls that I used to date or I dated, and he just had that vibe of like, I don't know if you've ever had a friend like that like couldn't be trusted and he did well with girls, but he would always like try to like, I don't know, even if he wasn't hitting on my girl, like it'd be me, my girlfriend, him, and I would feel this sense that he was like hitting on her. And then he one time did hook up with one of my exes, and it was like really hurtful to me. I think that like scarred me to be like, oh, I can't trust dudes. You know what I mean? Like,
That's like your friend that gets the most pussy out of all your friends kind of thing?
growing up, yeah.
So I find sometimes the guy that gets the most pussy, like, he has an unquenchable thirst for pussy.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like he's not going to go out of the way to fuck your girl, but he's like, he has it in his head that every girl wants to fuck him. So then he looks at them like, I could fuck her.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then even like, as
and
a
then
friend,
that vibe
like,
is like, yeah, he's
chill,
like, I
bro.
can fuck. Yeah, it is.
Fuck somebody else.
Yeah, it's kind of thing where it's like, and I'll be like, and I guess it's jealousy to some extent, but at the other time, I can just see it in his head that he's like, I could fuck her. And I'm like, well, why are you even thinking that? Like, why is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that experience, like having a good friend of like that, kind of when I was like growing up, created a sense of like suspicion in me because I did have that experience. Like, yeah.
So you said you have 3 sisters. Now, you're the one brother, right?
I also have a brother.
You also have a brother. Are you the oldest or?
I'm middle.
You're middle. Are you a protective brother?
Not necessarily. Like I said, like if it was just like a friend of mine who was being creepy and I was just in that situation, it was more just annoying. It's like, like we're all very similar in age. So if it was right in front of me and there was some kind of dude being creepy, it was more just annoying, but like protective.
I was more so thinking like if your sister brings home a boyfriend, are you the kind of brother that's like, hey, you better treat my sister right? Because I can't picture me taking that seriously from you.
A little bit. I'm a little bit like with I think all my sister's boyfriends, like when I first met them, there was this sense of like, oh, who's this douchey? Like I wouldn't say that to him, but there was, and I think it was less about me protecting them. It was more just like, oh, like this douchebag, you know?
Yeah.
And then I get to know them and I realize that they are in love with my sister. And then I'm like, okay, cool.
Is there any one that sticks out in your mind that was like, this guy was a real piece of shit? Like you hated him?
No, it was all pretty equal. Because my sisters always date cool fucking guys. You know what I mean? And so when they're dating this cool guy, I'm always like, when they're first dating, I'm like, oh, is this just some cool, who is my sister? Like, oh, is this just another girl to them? And then when they end up like getting engaged and married and I realize, oh no, they really.
Oh, are they all married?
Yeah, my sisters. Well, yeah. 2 of my sisters are married. Then the third one is a lesbian.
Nice.
She was married. She got divorced.
Nice.
She's a lesbian.
I wish my sister was a lesbian. I mean, I love my nephews and all, but that'd be pretty.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Have you ever walked in on any of your sisters doing something, or has anyone ever walked in on you?
No, never. I walked to my parents once.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was bad.
Who's on top?
My dad.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what would be worse, mom on top or dad on top.
I saw I think it's just on my dad's ass, and it was like no sheets. He was on top. I just walked and just shut the door.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was fine.
How old were you?
Probably like 10 or 11.
Oh, you're too young to really like know the ins and outs. I
knew what I was seeing.
You know what you're seeing, but I think the older you get, the more disgusting it gets.
Really? Yeah.
Don't you think so? I would hate to see my mom getting fucked now. I mean, anytime in life I would, but that'd be pretty rough right now.
Yeah. It was fine.
Your parents stayed together though, right?
They're together, yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep fucking. That's the thing. Parents that get caught fucking by their kids usually stay together. I think there's a data on that.
Really? Can we pull that up?
Yeah, producer, let us know. No, because if you're fucking so much that your kids are walking in on you, like that, you're throwing caution to the wind, and you're like, I don't care if the kids are still awake. Like my 10-year-old son might walk in here, but I need to make love to my wife, and then.
Yes, sometimes I'll see, like, I don't know, on a documentary or something, they'll briefly say, like, well, you know, when you get to that point where you're not really having sex anymore. And I'm like, I've never been in that situation. I can't imagine being in a situation where I'm not.
What's the longest relationship you've ever had?
5 years. And
you guys were still like a couple times a week at the end of it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
My longest relationship was like 6-7 years, but it definitely slowed down. Like it was we were still fucking like a couple times a month, but I wouldn't say a couple times a week, maybe once a week.
A couple times a week. There was a turning point where I could tell she started hating it. I was still into it, but no. What I'm trying to say is that there was definitely a decline.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say hate it.
Yeah. There's a decline, but she had to fuck me anyways.
Well, no. So, it was the kind of thing where it was like, at no point did I want it less. I think at some point I could tell, especially by the end, like she just was like, I could just tell she was just doing it out of like, I guess.
I'll tell you, the gay thing about me is I need to be wanted. Like that's a very womanly thing of me. Like it is. Like I'm not like you. Like if she doesn't want it, I'm like, all right, fuck it, we're not doing it then. You're just. Well,
now you're making me sound so horrible. Which is, I can she doesn't have to be crazy about it. I mean, if she's like. I shouldn't have used the word hated. I just meant that, like, I could just tell there was just in the last like 2 years of relationship, there was like a steady decline in her like sexual interest in me.
Yeah.
Like when we'd have sex, she would want to like, she would want to like always do it facing away from me.
Are you a face-to-face kind of guy?
I love that. Yeah. I like everything, but yeah. I like
Missionary's your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get any whiter than that. Yeah.
I like, if I'm dating a girl, it means I like her face, and so I want to see their face.
True.
And I want to say stuff to them.
Yeah, what do you say?
I get just a lot of nice things, but just generic, like, yeah, you know, like, just it's still very white, but generic dirty talk.
Yeah, I'm not a big good on dirty talk because a lot of girls want to be like, call me a slut, dirty bitch and everything, but like, I've talked about it on stage before. I'm not going to just run my bits, but when a girl has my dick in her mouth, I really am like, you're a beautiful angel. Like,
that's mostly where I'm at.
I think you look so pretty right now with my dick in your mouth.
Well, I've experimented with different, like, what I like. And I think for a while there, I thought I liked it, like, like kind of like the dirtiness. But more and more, I'm like, actually, I think I get more turned on by just, like, you're beautiful.
You love him.
Yeah, I love him, yeah.
How many times have you been in love?
Like probably a bunch of times as far as like there's been a few cases where like I was really liked a girl and I got rejected and then I felt like I was in love with her. But like in a fully loving relationship, maybe definitely that one time, 5-year relationship, and maybe a second time.
Yeah. So you've only had 2 long relationships.
Just that one was like that was the one.
And who broke up with who on the 5-year one?
I think I broke up with her.
You think?
It got chaotic. Like we were living together. We'd been living together for 5 years, and I was drinking a lot, and it was just chaotic by the end.
Yeah. Did you meet her in the acting world?
No, I met her at a bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was she acting like a slut?
What the?
I don't know.
Oh, what the fuck was that? Is someone here?
No, but this place I moved into, like sometimes these doors I close them and they just open, but it's not going to affect the sound. I hope. It was nice to see you get scared a little bit. Anyways.
It really scared me.
Like, who would be coming in that would scare you that much? Like,
just anyone, honestly. It was just this feeling that we're here alone, and then suddenly we're not.
Somebody comes in there. Like, I heard you guys needed a producer.
Yeah.
I've been looking stuff up.
I'm also really tunnel visioned in right now. Like I'm just focused on like our conversation. So that was just like the first since sitting down here, that's the first moment that I've kind of clued out to our conversation.
Right.
You know, like
it was very captivating stuff.
Is it? I don't know.
No, I think so. I think we're off to a good start.
Yeah.
JamEasy does it. First episode. Madisson Cassaday's in the building.
We're moving fast, and there's been like several like conversation points that I was kind of like excited to get into, but then we just move on to something else.
What were you excited about that we didn't go into?
I can't even remember now.
Because don't worry, you can stop me if there's something that you're very excited about.
There was one thing we were talking about. Oh, how it's hard to get hard when you're first with a girl.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I think everyone can relate to that.
Yeah,
even though a lot of guys won't admit it, it's like first time with a girl that you like want to. If it's a girl you don't give a fuck about,
yeah,
I find it easy to get hard. But if it's like a girl that you want to see again,
yeah,
or like you're excited to be fucking, there's a lot of pressure, yo.
It's a nervousness. I actually did a joke about like it once at a casting couch,
yeah,
and I think Rob Mayhew was just like, I was telling it as if it was a super embarrassing story, and Rob was just like, you do know this happens to like every guy. Like this isn't like a crazy thing that you couldn't, you know. So it was like, yeah. But I had anytime it's happened, I've just said to the girl, like, oh, let's just chill out for a second or let's get to know each other. I'm just, like, a little nervous or whatever. And we have, and then we eventually works. But I met up with this girl once during the pandemic on Tinder. She was really good looking. This basically has never happened in my life where, like, we talked on Tinder for, like, a day and she's just, like, come over. So I went over. I took, like, an $80 Uber to get up to Vaughan. And I went to her place and we started making out. She was beautiful, and I couldn't get it up. And I was about to start to explain myself to her, and she was just like, no, I know what's going on. You're nervous. You can't get it up. You need to leave because I need to get fucked.
Whoo.
Yeah. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
That's rough, yo.
Yeah. I was really like hurt. I was like very like it was like upsetting to me.
And you had to take an Uber home.
Oh yeah, I was really excited to like. And I was excited. I was like, because, you know, it was like the pandemic. I hadn't had a lot of luck online. And this was like this crazy lucky thing. It was like fall into my lap. And then my body like didn't work. And then I was just like, and then when I was literally like, I wasn't even that worried. I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. Just give me a moment or thing. And she was just like.
Hit the rocks.
She was like, get out, loser. And she's like, was on her phone, like looking for some other dude. Yeah.
She just needed to get fucked.
Yeah, and
that's just a strong, independent woman.
And I couldn't do it, you know?
Damn, imagine a guy did that to a girl. He'd be a monster. But this girl is just like, go.
I'm sure there's some shitty dudes out. I mean, there's shitty dudes out there. There are girls who are like, I can't right now. And
And he's like, get the fuck out of my house then.
Yeah,
I've had one time where like a girl was trying to get me hard. She was trying her best.
Right.
And it wasn't working. But not only like was it not getting hard, it just started shrinking because I was like so nervous.
And
I'm like, I've never seen my dick look smaller in my life. Yo.
Yeah.
It hurts, yo.
Yeah, no. It's I've been there. And then it happened, and then, you know. If that happens enough, the word gets around, people start thinking you're gay, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or just like
But I think it's almost the opposite. I'm so straight. I'm so into women.
I'm so straight, my dick doesn't even get hard for women.
It means so much to me that I can't. If I was kind of gay, it'd be easier because I'd be like, oh, I'm not even that into you.
Yeah.
But it's my immense heterosexuality that makes it hard to get hard.
Right. And also, like, when it comes to that stuff, it's like, my hard dick is slightly above average. Like, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but it's doing all right.
Good.
I measured it. See that measuring tape? I did a measurement.
Good.
But my soft dick is, like, so small that it's, like, so embarrassing to pull it out.
Yeah, there's nothing there,
But it's like, if I had a even just a medium-sized soft dick, it would be easier for me to get hard because I know, like, pulling it out isn't, like, this big embarrassment.
Yeah.
But pulling out a soft dick that's also small is like, man, if it doesn't get hard right now, the papers are going to have a field day about this one. Like, if a girl you know?
Oh, yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's bad. But did you have a situation where it was over with the girl or you managed to, like,
No, the times that I can remember in my head that it didn't get hard, or even like
Eventually,
the first
yeah.
try, or at least like eventually it did. I've been with like very girls that are in it to win it.
Yeah.
Like girls that are just like they have no quit in them. Like we're gonna make this work.
Oh, the same night.
The same night. One of them, not the same night. Like she slept over, and the next morning we did. But one of them the same night. Like that, one of the tiniest dicks I ever had. She hung in there.
Yeah.
And it started growing, and I'm like, see, my dick's not tiny. And she's like, yeah, I was worried this was like a child's penis.
Well, what's funny about that one girl is that usually girls get worried. They're like, oh, is it me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always like, it's not you. And when I was with this one girl, I was like, oh, it's not you. And she was like, yeah, I know it's not me. Like you're like, she was just she just knew it was up.
Damn, yo.
But after that incident, I told a friend of mine, and he told me to get Viagra for those moments.
And did
I
you get
did.
them?
Yeah, I did.
And are you just swinging? You're just.
I think I've used them sometimes on like a first date when I was like, didn't want that to happen.
A
again.
full one?
Yeah, yeah. They make your face flush. They're kind of weird.
Yeah, I think you should just have a nibble of one.
Right.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. Because
Sure.
I think it's actually unhealthy for a guy our age to be taking a full one.
Okay. Thanks, doctor.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Yeah, you're around my age. No. And also, it's like, then you can make that one last a lot longer. You don't need a full one. Because it's not that your dick doesn't work. It's that you just need a little extra blood flow down there.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Keep those Viagras going a lot longer.
Anyway, thank you. Great meeting. Just like,
You just go fuck a girl right now? Like, now I know. Now the information.
We should do a podcast where you just give people medical advice on like Viagra. Hey, so what's the problem?
Every guy in here, that is going to be the prescription. Just have a nibble of Viagra and go fuck a girl.
Yeah.
Whether it's heartbreak or dick break,
Yeah.
it'll work. I was looking back at some of your.
Continue. Just where this went is great. You're making me laugh. You're very funny.
Nice.
You should be a comedian.
No, I'm working on it, man. Yesterday, I got a couple nice compliments, and you know how comedy can be very not rewarding at all, right?
Yeah.
It can be a real fucking grind sometimes.
Yeah.
But yesterday, just from hitting open mics, you told me something nice.
Yeah.
You were like, you're gonna make it for sure.
Yeah.
That was really nice to hear. And then another guy that's like pretty new. He's only been in comedy for 4 months. He's like, one of my first open mics you were hosting, and the energy you gave, and like the way you made me feel, and the way the show feel, like you made me want to keep doing it. And I'm like, damn, that's really nice to hear. So. And another guy came up to me and he's like, you must be a pro. I'm like, I'm working on it. But he's like, you're so funny everywhere I go. I'm like, all right, sick. That night, just hitting up 3 open mics in a row, hearing a compliment at each one was like, it's even though sometimes I feel like I don't get booked on all the shows I want to get, or I don't get on like fucking these big credits that I want. A night like that, I'm like, okay, comedy can be kind of rewarding sometimes.
I think, those that's everything. Like that's almost currency to me. Is like a good crowd or a good compliment is like sometimes like you'll have a set that's good, like it's so good you don't need a compliment because you're just like but
have you ever had one where you're like, you just did okay and somebody's like, that was great, and you're like, you haven't even seen me do good?
But like, sometimes you don't know what they're seeing, because sometimes you go on there and you're like, oh, that wasn't that good. But sometimes I'll see people and they think they're really sucking them, but I'm like, no, I know it didn't seem like you're doing good, but like you were doing, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't know how you really come across on stage.
So is comedy your love now, or you want to be an actor?
I love comedy.
That's your main thing.
Yeah, I love it.
You're done with Are you done with acting? Or?
I want to get back into it just because it's like if I could book work, it would just be good money and fun to do. So I would I'm not against doing it. But
how long has it been since you acted?
I had an agent for a while and then he went under. I have had an agent for a long time since I was like a teenager, and then I randomly got one last year, started auditioning, and he ended up being like, the agency fell apart.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But I like so when I was a kid and I was acting, I was really passionate about acting. Like I worked very hard on it, and I just don't have that anymore. But I have that for comedy, where it's like it's something I want to just keep working on.
Nice. I asked you yesterday how long you've been doing comedy. You said 4 years if you include the pandemic, because you said pandemic obviously you weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
But then I looked back at your Instagram and you actually put out some pretty funny stuff during the pandemic. I was liking some of your old reels and stuff, but you stopped doing like stuff like that, which is like, I honestly, in comedy you have to be putting out some content and stuff.
Yeah.
And you had good stuff, so like one of the things I was laughing at was Depression Kitchen.
You like Depression Kitchen? Yeah, that was a popular one. Yeah.
So are you depressed, or do you just think depression is funny?
I just thought it was also like this. in the pandemic, I just think it was like based off of one night I was up late and eating something shitty, and then I was like, this is funny. I think it was also a parody on like people who have cooking shows that are like, oh hey, like welcome to my cooking show, you know, they're always kind of peppy. And it was like just the like antithesis of this, which is just like just someone who's doing a cooking show that's like the opposite of, he's too depressed to put any effort, so he's eating like uncooked Pop-Tarts and it's like, and he's just depressed. So it's just yeah, sure, we all get depressed, but it was less about like me expressing my depression, and it was me kind of expressing that moment we all have in our life when we're just not in a good mood. Yeah. And we're just eating shitty food.
I mean, it looked like it was easy to film. Yeah. Easy to cook. Yeah. And depression never goes out of style. There's always going to be depressed people. So
do you think I should keep going on that as a series?
You might have to pick that back up and do other stuff too. I liked even your idea of writing a self-help book. Are you into writing?
Oh, yeah. Not really.
It was, your self-help book. You piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You pussy motherfucker. I hate you. Go buy the lilies and get your shit together, you son of a bitch. Make that book.
Yeah. Well, that whole sketch was like about how if you go into the bookstore, there's a bunch of like self-help books with like swear words in their titles.
Have you actually read those ones? Because you're like I'm a master of the self-help.
I'm like I'm just sarcastic, like, you know, I know these books.
Because I was curious about what the Go Buy the Lilies one is.
I haven't read that one. I used to read self-help books and stuff.
Yeah, has any of them helped?
I mean, look at me.
You are a pretty positive guy. Were you always positive?
Oh, no, man. I'm pretty like, it's like
it's all an act?
It's not all an
act. Are you
act.
acting right now?
It's not all an act, but I'm trying, you know.
You're trying to be positive.
Sort of, yeah. Especially in the comedy scene. Like, I don't want to be... I mean, I've been mopey. People have caught me being pretty mopey in the comedy scene. But in the comedy scene especially, I'm always, like, trying to, like, you know, be not
be a
just,
light.
Like... Just be like, fucking calm. Like, I don't want to...
You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. Also, if you're about to go on stage, I'm constantly kind of trying to keep my, like... If I know I'm on stage, a little bit, yeah. But there's a lot of people in my life who would not consider me, like, a happy...
Really?
Sure, but no, I
like they say, like, are you like a negative person in real life?
I can get just mopey,
like
everyone.
Yeah, so that depression kitchen was a little bit real.
There was something there, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
because I was like, does he just think depression is hilarious? Have you ever? What's the saddest thing you've ever turned into a joke on stage? Like a sad situation in life, like somebody dying, a breakup, whatever. What's a sad situation you turned into something funny?
I had a joke that's about how, not really, I had a joke about how I started acting when I was 12 because I was in a school musical, West Side Story, and I got such a big applause, and I was like, oh my god, I'm good at this, let me pursue this. And then I pursued it for like 15 years, and it was a struggle. And so I talk about the struggle, and then I saw a girlfriend had her nephew have the same role in his school musical when he was 12, and he sucked. And he got a standing ovation too, and I realized, oh, that standing ovation meant nothing. Damn. So like that's like the most personal thing, but I don't think I've ever talked about much personal stuff on stage. Yeah. When
I called off an engagement, I told a joke about it on stage the next day, and my eyes were watering. Right. I was actually like, I'm the one that called it off, but I was still hurt by it. Like, I love the girl and everything, and people coming up, like, I got laughs, but people coming up to me after like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. But I do think like the real life sad shit can be so funny. Yeah. I've done 4 eulogies in my life. Yeah. Maybe 5. But I've done one since I've been a comedian. And I murdered that eulogy.
Really?
Oh my God.
You're doing jokes and stuff?
Yeah. The priest came on after and he's like, I don't know how I'm going to follow that. I've said it before. I had to bury the priest the same day I buried my granny.
Wow. Did you really crush it?
I crushed it.
But was it like...
I crushed it to the point where some of my cousins that I'm not even that close with were like, I need you to do my eulogy. I'm like, you're 20 years old.
Right.
And I don't know you that well.
I gave a speech at my sister's wedding, and I purposely made sure to not try to be funny at all. Because I know that they know I do comedy, and I didn't want that whole like, hey guys, like I'm the funny brother, like, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to give like a corny speech, so I worked really hard to just not do that, just to avoid. Yeah.
I emceed my sister's wedding.
Yeah.
Before comedy, like this is years before comedy, and I wasn't gonna give a speech. I was just emceeing, like I was doing all the in between stuff. But then my sister's husband's sister gave a speech, and I started thinking, I'm drunk at this point. I started thinking, man, I only have one sister. I better give a speech to her.
Yeah.
And I go
Yeah.
and give such a good speech that people were laughing, crying. People like I hit all the, I got all, and it was a short one. I didn't do a super long one. But after, people were like, "Oh my God, that was like such a beautiful speech." I'm like,
So funny or just beautiful?
funny, but then I also made people cry at the end too.
Yeah. So you're good on your feet.
I'm getting, yeah.
Yeah.
I always have been a little bit, but I'm definitely the last year I kind of challenged myself to go up with less material.
Yeah.
And just go up and just try and be funny.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think I'm getting pretty good at it.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to I want to be better on my feet, but fuck, what was I gonna say? I had something.
There you go. You're not being good on your feet right now.
Exactly. Something about, I can't remember. Because, like I said, every once in a while, a topic will come up that I want to like dig into, and then we'll just train past it, and then in my head I'll be like, I want to get back there, and now I can't remember what it was.
Have you ever double teamed a girl with a friend?
Is that what we do? Just when we're like looking for conversation here?
Yeah, when you got, I'll give you a little tip about being on your feet. If you can't think of anything, just think of something like really dirty and just throw it out there. Because here's the thing: the reason I ask you is because you seem like a very white guy that hangs out with white friends, right? I hang out with black guys, so I've never been invited to the trains. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I think orgies and trains and threesomes, like with two guys on a girl or multiple guys on a girl, they're very. You have to be the same race, and that's fine with me because I'm not really into it anyways. But I know my white friends have double teamed girls with their white friends, and my Filipino guys have double teamed girls with their Filipino friends, and my black friends have double teamed with their black friends. But me, I don't have a white guy close enough to double team a girl with.
It's never come up. No, I'm not like against it, but I've never seeked it out. But no, I have never. Do you want to double team my girlfriend?
I would want the mouth if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's cool. I would prefer that. Really?
Then I'm in. But I think we would just be laughing a lot.
Yeah, it would be
It would
like
just be two guys with soft dicks having a laugh.
just nervously explaining ourselves. Like, give us a minute. Yeah.
Is yours working yet? No, neither's mine.
Yeah. And my girlfriend would,
like, can I split that Viagra with you?
Yeah.
Have you heard? There's a robot lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, this is in the news. There's gonna be a robot lawyer. He's defending somebody on a traffic ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny because he probably has more of a heart than any other lawyer, right?
Oh, we're back. Have you ever been to court?
Yeah, I went to court once. I got like a really big. I was speeding so fast, and I had to go to court because if you speed really fast, you have to go to court for whatever reason to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I had to go to court.
Did you bring a lawyer?
Up north? No, it wasn't that kind of thing. But I went with my mom.
Practically a lawyer.
Yeah.
God's lawyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mom, get my son out of trouble.
Yeah.
Did your mom help? Was she like, Your Honor, my son is a good boy?
She's like, he didn't mean to. She kind of almost choked up a little bit, but I think it was just out of nervousness and weirdness of this. Yeah. But
Probably helped though.
Yeah. But no, I've never been to court. I've never like committed a crime.
I've been to court 3 times, and only one time I brought a lawyer.
Yeah.
It was for, basically, it was a traffic incident where I got in an accident, and the tow truck driver that was driving back was like, I got a great lawyer. He got me out of this crazy thing. And I'm thinking, okay, sick. So I go to see the lawyer, pay him the money, go to court. He's late. I'm like, what the fuck? He shows up. He pokes his head in the courtroom, and he's like, "Oh no, no, no!" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "This is the worst judge." He's like, "They call him the hanging judge. We got to just settle." And I'm like, "What was the point of me having a lawyer?" So I paid this guy like $600 just to settle, and and he was the worst lawyer. And I'm wondering, I'm like, was the tow truck driver in on it? Is this like some scam that he's just like, he probably gets like $100 for referrals?
Oh yeah.
Anyways, that lawyer was the worst. If I could remember his name, I would trash him on here. But then he'd probably take me to court and lose.
I had one sleazy lawyer for another thing. I didn't have to go to court, but I had to go to a lawyer to like clear something up. And I walked to his office, and he had like pictures of him doing rodeo, and he just wanted, like, he was so sleazy. He's like, you see, I do rodeo and stuff, and he's like showing me like his car, like pictures of his cars and his like his just wild life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually don't know too much about cowboys, but if I had the chance to ride a bull, I think I could last like 3 seconds. Maybe.
They're really hard. Oh, like real bull.
What are you thinking?
Like an electric bowl.
They're hard?
Yeah.
How long can you last on there?
It depends on how hard they're trying to jostle you, but you always think, oh, just hold on. They just flip you off. They can just flip you off right away.
Yeah. So can lawyers.
Yeah.
Just fuck you.
Yeah.
Man, lawyers suck. Because the other two times I went to court, another time I went for a traffic thing, no lawyer. I'm like, I learned my lesson. No lawyer.
Yeah.
Show up. The cop didn't show up. I was like, God.
That happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you go and fight them, the cop has to show up, and then he usually doesn't, because why would he?
So that one was I was talking on the phone, but I had also just finished smoking a spliff. All of this stuff is parody. If anyone's watching right now, this didn't actually happen, obviously, because I already got cleared off it anyways. But talking on the phone, cop comes to my door and he's like, smoke's coming out of the car.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I pulled you over for talking on your phone, but now I'm going to give you a ticket for smoking weed. I'm like, I wasn't smoking weed. He's like, I could see smoke coming out of the car.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fog.
Right.
Anyways, I deny. But one lesson I learned that day, never do two illegal things at once.
Right.
You can do one thing. Don't do two at once. So if you're gonna drink and drive, don't text on the way home.
Right.
If you're gonna smoke weed, don't be on the phone as well.
Yeah.
Never do two illegal things at once. If you're gonna murder somebody, don't steal their watch. Right?
Yeah. I had a friend who was this was when there was medical weed, and he had his medical weed card, and he was high, and like a few hours later he was driving and he randomly got pulled over, and the cop was like, have you been like doing any drugs today? And he's like, yes, officer, I have my medical card. I smoked weed hours ago. I'm fine now. And he got arrested and thrown in like the tank or whatever. And he asked his lawyer, and the lawyer's like, yeah, if they ever ask you if you've done any drugs today, just say no.
Yeah.
They're like even if you're not high anymore, they're just like, just say no. Because the second the cops hear that, they're like, they get mad that you're being so, they get mad that you're not afraid of them. Like they're mad that you're kind of like, yeah, officer, but it's all good. Like they're just annoyed that even if they kind of think you're high, they want you to just respect their authority. You know?
Just say no to did you do drugs?
Yeah.
Right. Like some people say just say no to drugs, but you can just say no to did you do drugs? Did you have a drink today? No.
Yeah.
Like because sometimes people say I had one, and even if they're being honest, it's like now you gave them the opportunity to give you a breathalyzer to run you through tests because you admitted to one. Yeah. Always deny. Same thing if you get caught cheating on your girlfriend. Yeah. Deny. Treat them like cops.
Like Shaggy. Remember, it wasn't me.
It's a true thing, man.
But that song is outrageous in the sense that he's like, but she called me on the counter, wasn't me.
Yeah.
Like saw me banging on the sofa, and Shaggy's like, Shaggy, can't you give him any? Like he's telling you, like denial is not working in this situation. Yeah. He saw her banging on the counter.
Yeah. It's just video evidence.
Yeah. Is there video? Is that another line?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's video evidence.
Well, in the music video, like, that's what happens. I think the girl has, like, cameras set up in his house. Yeah. And she sees him, like, with another girl, but he's like, it wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
But it is a true thing. I don't know if it works for guys like us, but I've seen it work a bunch of times for black guys with fat white girlfriends.
Right.
They're just like, I saw you fucking another girl in our bed, and it's like, no, you didn't. And they're like, wait, didn't I?
Yeah, it's gaslight. That's what gaslighting is, right?
I don't know.
You know that term? That term, I think, is basically that kind of situation.
I don't know much about gaslighting.
It gets thrown around a lot. This is the first time I've thought about it. Oh, that's what that is. It's when you like get caught red-handed cheating, and you trick them into thinking that their eyes are deceiving them.
Yeah,
it's on you because here's the thing. Like it's a matter of. It's on you. You can get cheated on, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's you making it a big thing. It's your own insecurity. Yeah. Like I've been with different girls. A girl that I've been with girls where I was so insecure about the situation that even if they were talking to another guy, it upset me. But I've been with other girls that I've been so secure that even if they fuck another dude, I would just be like, well, I know it doesn't. You know what I mean?
So wait, what? Have you got cheated on, or did you just accept? No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying about how I feel. I'm saying that getting cheated on doesn't necessarily have to be like the worst thing.
Are you into watching a guy fuck your girlfriend?
No. Do you want it though?
No.
How are we on time?
We're doing great.
Okay.
We're actually having a great time here.
We are. It's pretty good.
I hope. Stop offering your girlfriend to me.
Sorry.
What's your favorite kind of music?
Like a bit of everything. Like popular. Like hip hop, electronic pop, rock.
Okay. Any reggae?
No, not really.
Really. No. The reason I brought it up is because Prince Harry recently he said that the music of Sensia has got him through some pretty difficult times.
Who?
Exactly. You don't know who that is. She's basically the queen of dance hall right now.
Okay.
So he said that the music of Shensia has got him through some pretty difficult times. It really resonated with him through some difficult times. So I actually got some Shensia lyrics here that I would like you to just read and see if you get it. See if you get it. See if you're going through something tough and you're like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay. I don't know without the music it's going to help, but okay.
No, that's going to make it funnier.
Okay.
Okay, just read that one.
Okay. So I'm going through a tough time.
You're going through a tough time.
I'm a British royalty.
Yeah.
I'm having a rough day.
Your dad just told you, you know you're never going to be king, and I don't want you to marry a black woman.
Yeah. My mother's dead. I have a beautiful wife who hates my family.
Right.
I have red hair.
Yeah.
And I'm living in LA, and my Netflix series sucks, and I'm sad about it. Okay.
Go for it.
Great. So that's my take on him, by the way.
Yeah, that's your...
Okay. Also, I'm a little bit dyslexic, so this can be kind of weird. Dem to mad mind, poor ya. Yana like me and me. Dem, you know ya. Full bad spirit, like dumpy grow, huh? Me you'll strive and show ya.
So what do you get?
It didn't come like I said, I'm dyslexic, so I was just trying to read it. It didn't I couldn't. Do you want to read it out loud for me? Because it didn't sound like
Dem too mad mind, poor ya. You're not like me. And me Devin, no, yeah. Full of bad spirit like duppy grow. Yeah, me a go, strive, and show ya. So pretty much that means like sometimes people, they like give you bad energy. Like not only are they looking at you, giving you the evil eye, but it's like they're calling on spirits to like give you a bad life. And then, but you're not going to let it get to you. You're going to strive through it. This is what it means.
I know, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, so like we've all been there.
So first of all, just you just reading that in a Jamaican accent brought me so much joy. Because it came so naturally to you. So just
you want to try another one?
And then you translating it.
Yeah.
So the lyrics. So there's two things that brought me joy. You just reading that, and that was just so beautiful. And then, but the lyrics themselves didn't. But then you explaining them to me about the bad spirits. Yeah, the meaning behind it is uplifting. I can see how Harry is uplifted by that meaning. Right. I just don't think I don't know how he understands.
When you think about it, when he's left the royal family, I'm sure a lot of people were looking at him bad and giving him some bad energy, and he did have to strive through it. Try a different one.
He's got a terrible wife. Okay. Mech y'all get upset. Dem sick of me. A baby god nah mech. Ya get rid of the me. Nah everybody get my energy. Me love my own company.
Okay, guess what that one means. I think you can figure that one out.
So when I get upset, I don't fucking know, man. I really don't know. It doesn't even look like it's like reading Shakespeare to me. Okay, read it.
Make gal get upset. Them a sick me. A big god not make. Yeah, get rid of me. Not everybody get my energy. Me love me own company. So pretty much, she makes girls get upset. Because they're getting sick of her, how like sick she is. But like good thing for her is she loves her own company, so she doesn't need these hating ass bitches around her. And I could totally see that as a prince, that you're gonna get some people around you that are like haters.
Well, honestly, yeah, you gotta get away from people. I don't know. It's this weird balance of getting away from haters, but also like learning to just tolerate people who kind of aren't that like. It's a balance. Like, sure, you should cut people out who are like haters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like sometimes I talk to people who you talk to these people and they're like, everyone in their life is a hater. And I'm like, I think it's you're the one who's just seeing all this. You know what I mean? Like,
very true.
Like, I think it's better to try and be tolerant of people's negativity and just be like, oh, that person's has negative energy, and I'm just gonna learn to like not be affected by it, than to just slash out people who suck. You know what I mean? I
do think that, but I also think you can't have somebody that's too much of a negative drain on your energy around you all the time.
I talk from someone who has cut a lot of people out. So I know in me, the advice I would give to myself is like, hey, like, maybe if that like be a bit more tolerant. Like I'm the kind of person who'd be like fuck that person, and then be like 10 years later be like, why am I not friends with that person? Oh yeah, because they were
Yeah. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. That's another song. You've heard that one, right?
by the same person.
No, that's a rap one.
Oh,
I think that's by Yo Gotti. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
No.
I remember that's a song that has got me through some difficult times.
Right.
You ever been through like a breakup? What's your breakup song?
I don't have a breakup song, Jam. Sorry.
You don't have any that like
No.
you're going through something and you're like, okay, I'm gonna turn on this song and it's gonna make me feel a little bit better.
I would just listen to whatever I'm into, like at that moment, whatever songs I'm liking at that time. I would just listen to. I wouldn't go, oh, this is my breakup song.
Yeah.
But maybe like, yeah, just be whatever. Sorry.
I could say my last one. She was a great girl, so it's nothing against her. It was just like I needed to be free, and I wanted to go my own way. So one of the songs I listened to was "Cause I'm free falling."
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I had another girl that was like a bad girl that like I didn't like her too much, and she was kind of bad for me in general. And the song that I listened to was "Don't Save Her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her." You know that song?
No.
By 3 6 Mafia. I thought you said you listen to rap music. What kind of rappers do you like?
I like Pac. I like a group called People Under the Stairs. I like of course Drake.
Of course. I sat behind him in a movie theater one time.
I saw him right when he was getting famous. Actually, I didn't even really know of him at this point, but he was coming up. This is like 2008 or something or 9. I was at a show at Molson Amphitheater, and he was there, and I've never seen someone walk so slow. Because I think it was a fame thing. Like we're like, oh, that's Drake right there, and like he was kind of semi-famous, but like to walk from like the ticketing place, there's like a long path to the amphitheater. I've just never seen, and it was like he was with his posse, and I've never seen anyone just like walk so slow. And I was like, oh, he thinks he's somebody, because only like a famous person would like literally like walk like this, like.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like that's a weird like he thinks he's this shit, and so he's walking really slow. I just remember thinking it was weird how slow he walked.
I have a friend that walks really slow, and I never knew why he does. But before
I think it's confidence.
Maybe it's confidence, but it's annoying. Because I remember like when we were younger and none of us drove, like we'd be walking from the movie theater back to our house.
Yeah.
It's like, hurry up, bro.
Yeah, no, I've had those situations. I'm a fast walker because I think I have like a nervous energy. So I like to walk fast. I once picked up my friend. He's a very confident guy, kind of a douchey guy, but I picked him up from the airport once. And I was fucking driving around trying to like find him. And like it was like the airport was chaotic. And I remember like finally spotting him and like being like, dude, I see you over here. I'm over here. And he just walked so slow towards me. I didn't hang out with him for 3 months after that. Because it was such like a, dude, let's go. And he was just like, yeah, man, I'm coming. Like, and he just walked and I was just like, this is a chaotic airport pickup. And he's just like sauntering over. And I was like, man, why'd you walk so slow? And he was just like, whatever. And I was like, and then he didn't thank me for picking up from the airport. And I didn't speak to him for 3 months. I was so furious.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's not a very good friend.
Yeah.
But it's nice that you picked him up from the airport. That means you're a good guy. Because me and my boys, like, there's a good group. I have a great group of friends. Yeah. Real life friends, not comedy friends. I got a couple good comedy friends too. But my real life friends, like everyone is pretty much. I have a good group that you can count on a ride to the airport, and you can count on people to help you move.
If someone were to any time anyone's picked me up from the airport, and I saw them, what do? I rush over to them. Right? Yeah. Like, oh, you picked me up. Oh, you walk in. Oh, thank you so much. Like, that should be the energy.
Thank God you're here.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, let me get this in. Okay, let's go. And not just like, oh, why are you rushing me? I'm like, like, that's the energy I expect. If I pick you up from the airport, at least give that sense of like, oh, I this is annoying for you. And he didn't give that. That pissed me off.
No, that is crazy, man.
But I actually have a colonoscopy coming up at the end of the month, and I'm trying to figure out who's going to drive me home.
Where is it?
It's College and Bathurst.
Maybe.
Maybe you can.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
What day is it on?
Maybe I think it's a Wednesday.
Ooh, Wednesdays are tough for me.
It's tough for a lot of people. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah. I don't know. Let me know what time it is. Maybe I'll help you out.
Yeah. I remember talking to you once, and I don't know. I think I was annoyed with someone, or I was like, I can't remember what it was, and I just remember you saying like, I lead with love. I remember like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do you lead with love?
I try to, yeah.
So do you still hate? Do you hate like especially in the like? Do you find yourself hating people or holding grudges, or you were able to just be like, fuck it?
Well, I am a Scorpio, so I do.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I definitely know how to hold a grudge.
Yeah.
I won't say that, but I do lead with love. If somebody wants to meet my love with hate or disrespect, then like I've already done my part and led with the love. I would say most new people that have met me will be like, he's a nice guy. So if your response to me was like, fuck that guy, then obviously I'm not gonna be fake nice to somebody. Once somebody like crosses me, I'm like, all right. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I hold like I can't like if something happens that like if someone's in any way like I like everyone on my people, but the second someone is like even insults me in a way I don't like or anything like that, like the next 4 days I'm just consumed by just like that fucking guy, you know.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's crossed me recently that made me mad, but
it's pretty. It gets easier as you keep doing like. I think it's early on in comedy. You get a lot of that. You get just so many people who just it's less now, but it'll happen every once in a while now, and I'll just be like overwhelmed by like, oh, what the fuck,
yeah. I think there's only one person that I'm holding a grudge on since like my first year of comedy, but there's other people that were like mean to me when I first started that turned out to be a nice guy, and maybe they were just having a bad day. That I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's one guy. I'll cut this out of the podcast, but cool. Madisson, you got any fun things coming up?
We're doing canvas art right after this.
I mean, this episode's not gonna be out by then.
Oh,
this is. I still have to edit it. What do you?
No, you know what? So you mentioned my like videos online.
Yeah.
I kind of started doing those in the pandemic, and then when the pandemic ended, I started doing stand up again.
Yeah.
And it was kind of nice to be on online. I like online in the sense that if a video is good and it gets like a positive reception, it feels really good. Mm-hmm. But when I post a video and it doesn't do well, it's really hard on me. It's hard because if I bomb, it's like I just bombed in front of these people. But like online stuff, I don't know how. Like psychologically, I find posting comedy online sort of demanding.
Did you ever get any bad comments?
Not bad comments, just a lack of good ones. Like either I'll post something and it's like I can tell people like it and they're like this is really funny, or I'll post something and it's kind of there's just like this silence and that like I'm just really sensitive to that. That I'm like, oh, is this dumb now? You know. My aunts and uncles are seeing it. Like, what does Madisson do? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I do stand up, and it's just like I'm just doing it in front of those people. But online, I'm like, this is my mom's friends are seeing this. You know?
Yeah, I have not done anything good on TikTok. I haven't had any videos go viral. But my favorite piece of content that I made last year was me hosting that show on the street by myself with no comedians and no audience members there. I don't know if you saw it, but like...
And you posted a video of it?
I posted a video of it, and it has like... I put like background music that makes it seem all sad and everything.
At free play? Yeah.
So yeah, check that out. It's pinned at the top of my profile. What do you want... If you had to say like, check this out, this kind of is my favorite piece of content I have on my Instagram. Like, pin it to the top of your profile too.
People like the Madison's Depression Kitchen.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. You had another really funny one that I didn't write down.
There's one where I'm like I talk about how so embarrassing. That's like a ridiculous one. I have one where I'm dressed up as a medieval knight. I think is really funny. I'm like a knight. Yeah.
Do you have anything pinned to the top of your profile?
No.
Okay, pin something good to the top of your profile. Check out Madisson Cassaday.
Yeah,
it's just your name,
just
right?
at Madisson Cassaday. Yeah.
No dots or anything.
No, just Madisson Cassaday.
Thanks for being my first guest. Do you have any one question for me before you go? What's something you've always wanted to know about me?
Are you like, are you a bad boy?
I don't think so. I think I'm a good boy.